The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Presidential candidate Yori de Guzman and his running mate Walden Bello continue to make rounds in Mindanao. For more details, we have JC Cosico reporting to us live on the line. JC, good afternoon. Can you tell us the latest?
Riza, after 2 days in Misamis, de Guzman and Bello headed to Lanao del Norte today. They took a Roro ship from Misamis Fort to Kalambugan Town, where they were welcomed by supporters. The tandem also had a forum with agricultural workers in Maigo Town, where they discussed their platforms of governance. In the past 2 days, the tandem went down to rural communities and met with different sectoral groups. The presidential aspirant said it is their way to know the real issues surrounding these areas. Meanwhile, he admitted that the lack of resources remains to be a challenge in their campaign, but he remains unfazed as they want to continue to reach more areas. They hope that through this, people and groups and that they will be able to share their platforms to more individuals. Apart from their campaign, the tandem also renewed their call for Bongbong Marcos and Duterte to attend debates. It is important for the public to know about their position on several issues. This afternoon, the tandem is also set up a courtesy call to a local independent candidate. Their agenda also includes consultation and meet and greet with urban poor and youth groups here in Iligan City. Riza.
Thank you for that update. That's JC Cosico reporting live over the phone. Now, President Duterte bears the qualities that he's looking for in his successor. This as he yet to formally endorse a presidential candidate for the May polls. More in this report.
Compassionate, decisive, and a good judge of people. These are the qualities Filipinos should look for in a president, according to President Duterte in his one-on-one interview with his spiritual advisor, Pastor Apollo Kibuloy, on SMNI last Saturday.
First, the president should be a compassionate one. Para sa tao talaga. Second, he must be, and the third, that he must be a good judge of tao. So, magkuha ka, you're able to delegate these powers because you know their character.
Duterte also said he thinks any president should first experience being a mayor. He added the next president should be prepared to handle anything from the issue on the West Philippine Sea to the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine.
Ang maging presidente, dumaan ng mayor, parang lakihan mo lang yung dimension mo, makita mo. And you should be prepared to tackle each and every problem.
Duterte also touted that he has achieved his objective to bring peace in Mindanao, but he added he is wary of the possible chaos the upcoming elections may bring.
I cannot guarantee you that it will be peaceful. There will be 1 or 2 or 3. And even dito sa Mindanao, sabi ko talaga sa kanila, I will not allow terrorism sa election. I will not allow violence.
Still, the president believes that the leadership of new COMELEC chairman Saidamen Pangarungan will help fix any incoming issues.
Kasi Maranao is good. He's a lawyer. At saka marami na itong dinaanan na sa gobyerno. The Moro hatred, dahan-dahang nawala sa kanila. Because ipagbigyan natin sila sa lahat. Anong hiningi nila? As a matter of fact, my last pinakamarami sa administrasyon ko na maraming mga Moro. We have achieved militarily the objectives of keeping the peace in Mindanao.
Meanwhile, Duterte also reiterated that he wants to leave the legacy of a strong military. And to ensure this, he again reiterated that his administration increased the salaries of soldiers and added more to the armed forces budget under the AFP modernization program.
Comparatively sa budget ng previous administration, there's a graph there. I doubled the budget. I leave the presidency with a strong military.
Sam Terante, we are One News.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Ukraine says the situation in Mariupol is now critical as Russian forces continue to invade the country. More details in this Bloomberg video.
Ukrainians are the nation that, in the times of peace, puts everything into question and sometimes drowns in endless discussions about us, about our life, about the direction of our development, about the decisions which have to be taken domestically. But when we are facing an external threat, we leave all our difference. We put all our differences aside. We get united, we get mobilized, and we fight the enemy. And this is exactly the moment that we are living through. If we had more planes, we would have been able to save many more human lives, mainly civilian lives, because the main striking force of Russia is in the air, and they indiscriminately choose to attack civilian infrastructure and kill our civilians. The pilots, which were Russian pilots taken as prisoners of war, they openly say that they understand when they receive the targets from their commanders, they understand that they are going to bomb a multi-apartment house, for example, or a hospital. They are conscious about that, and they still do that. So we need to throw Russia from the skies, and we do need airplanes, and I call on you to help us with an advocacy campaign in the United States and other countries to find a solution to this problem. Mariupol is crucially important for Russia because if they seize control over the city, they will establish a direct land corridor to Crimea from Russia, and they will also cut us off from access to Azov Sea. This is why we so fiercely and heroically defend it, and this is why Russia is so ruthlessly trying to destroy the city and capture it at any cost. The biggest threat to Kiev comes from the north, from the northern direction. But the first attempts of Russia to penetrate Kiev and capture it were defeated. They suffered enormous losses there. The price of that is almost total destruction of one of the suburbs of Kiev called Bucha. The situation is tense, but it's under control, and it cannot be even close, even distantly compared to the situation of Mariupol. The tactics that Russia is now using in Ukraine is the same one as they used in Syria. They try to crush cities, towns with the Air Force, and then to break down the will to fight and move in with ground forces to cleanse cities. This kind of tactics brings enormous civilian losses.
Now take a quick look at today's other top stories. Less than half of the 1.8 million target for the fourth national vaccination drive was achieved after the first 2 days of inoculation. Health Undersecretary Mirna Cabotaje said only around 836,000 individuals received their COVID-19 jabs over the weekend. Now, around 3,000 OFWs who had been stranded for several months for deployment are finally bound for Taiwan. This comes after both the Philippines and Taiwan accepted their documents, including their vaccination certificates. And Filipino pole vaulter E.J. Obiena will miss the 2022 IAAF World Athletics Indoor Championships in Belgrade, Serbia, after failing to get an endorsement from the PATAFA. Obiena, who is currently world number 5, said he is the only top-ranked vaulter who will not be joining the competition. Now, for more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.